Congress President Rahul Gandhi there, flanked by former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, in the most sensible words we could have expected from the leader of the opposition, coming together saying India is united as one. Sanjay Jha of the Congress joins us. This is eminently sensible. Yesterday we saw, you were on our show, we had other Congress people on the show, there was a lot of bickering. I'm glad overnight good sense has prevailed. Yes, there are lapses, intelligence failures, all of that is true, introspection is required. Yes, we haven't rooted out terrorism. Yes, the Kashmir policy is not ideal. All of that is for later. Right now, in our focus, on our radar, in our crosshairs is Pakistan. And I'm glad Rahul Gandhi has spoken what he has.
Well, Rahul, let me reiterate. I mean, this has been the Congress party's ideology and philosophy wherever it comes to any act of violence. I mean, what we have witnessed is brutal cross-border terrorist attack on our security forces, calculated in cold-blooded fashion. And I think India is grieving. India is wounded. I said it on your program yesterday. It's a national day of mourning. And Rahul, I think anybody who's lost a family member and those who are supposed to be actually fighting for us, being trapped, this is a brutal conspiracy. And we all know it has got support from the Pakistani jihadist culture. I mean, there is absolutely no denying the fact that if you look at the instantaneous recognition that Jaish Muhammad is given by saying we claim full responsibility, you can't get that brazen or that audacious unless you know that you have the Pakistan establishment behind you. And I think this is a time where the Congress party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, all our spokespeople, all our leaders need to exercise restraint. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, I think, is a personification of a culture of political tolerance. This is not the time for us for indulging in tutu meme. I know we have an election coming up, but we all need to be very circumspect, because if we get petty or parochial at this point, we'll be playing into the hands of a very hostile neighbor. So this is a time for solidarity, and I think what Mr. Gandhi has said is actually, in my opinion, symptomatic of a proper Indian culture. That when you grieve,
I'm sorry, yesterday you didn't remember this culture.
This is not the time.
Your line was completely the opposite of the line that you are taking on our show this morning. But I'm glad that better sense is prevailed, because we need Goenka, and I hope we can expect the same maturity from the Bharatiya Janata Party as well. Because, one second Sanjay, I'm coming back to you. Because what I don't want you to say is, when 26/11 happened, Manmohan Singh did nothing. Humne muh tod diya. That's not what we need from the government either. Too much jingoism. Humne kiya, 60 saal se nahi kiya, 30 saal se nahi kiya. Don't say any of that right now.
I think the Prime Minister was very clear, and what he said is punitive action will be taken. The theatre of operation will be shifted from the eastern side to the western side. And probably the perpetrator of the crime will pay, and their generations to come will remember that they indulged with us. I think that is enough, and in today's contest, we should not speak more than that. I'm sure we will have economical, we will have trade, we will have cultural and also strategic impacts on Pakistan.
Okay, Major General Rajesh Sahai joins us as well. Sir, your sense of India's most likely option and the timelines that we are looking at. From what the Prime Minister said, it's very clear. A clear message is being sent to the military: act at a time and place of your choice.
Yes, I think so. It's right. As also, I feel we should keep the past aside. There is no time to think of the past. We have to think of the future. The vision is very clear. We have a country or countries who are inimical against the nation. We all need to stand together and look at it both militarily, politically, economically. Yes, I'm very sure politically they will handle it at their level, the highest level, but militarily give a free hand to JK police. They are the best of the lots. Give a free hand to the CRPF and the Indian Army to sort this out. Like I have been speaking earlier, I think the OGWs need to be resolved. The people who are giving them shelter, the finances, the monies, the support.
No, all this is true, Major General, but this is all long term. We are in an unprecedented, uncharted territory when the Indian Prime Minister has publicly announced that those who perpetrated Pulwama will pay.
There is no doubt they will pay. It's a matter of time. You see, I am very sure the country wants it to be done as of yesterday. It will take its time, but it will happen, you mark my words. It's just a matter of time. And if I'm not wrong, the actions have started since yesterday evening and yesterday night, where areas are being cleared up and things are going to fall into place shortly. I'm very, very sure.
Okay. Supriya Bhardwaj joins us from the Congress office. Supriya, change of mind, and a very sensible change of mind. Yesterday we were seeing the likes of Randeep Surjewala attack the Modi government, its policy on national security, policy on Kashmir, policy on Pakistan. Now Rahul Gandhi very chastened, saying we'll do the politics later, let's deal with Pakistan, let's deal with terror right now.
Absolutely, yes, Rahul. It seems that better sense has prevailed in the opposition, and especially Congress President coming out and saying that for next 3 to 4 days, the Congress party and its leaders are not going to attack on the government. They're not going to raise any questions which are going to send a mixed message to the international community and ensuring that Masood Asad is brought back to India. There also Congress President has said that every action that the government of India is going to take as far as dealing with the situation which has panned out in Pulwama yesterday, Congress party and the entire opposition stands behind the government. This is the time when we have to mourn our Jawans and ensure that no mixed signals or the mixed messages goes to the international community. This is what Congress President has said, and even Dr. Manmohan Singh, the former Prime Minister of the country, also said that this time is to stand with the government and ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice.
And this, Sanjay Jha, is also eminently sensible politics on the part of the Congress, because anything you would have said right now which would have seemed to take on the Prime Minister, take on the Bharatiya Janata Party, would have played into Modi's hands. It would have looked as if you're bickering when he's trying to fight the external enemy. It would have been a royal mess. I'm very glad that better sense has prevailed and politics has been. Yesterday, Priyanka Vadra cancelled her press conference, saying this is not the time to do politics. So at least a realization that this is not the time to play politics. We will leave the campaigning for later. Sanjay.
Well, Rahul, let me tell you, I think we have been in government for over 55 years. We have been in government of over 55 years since India became independent. We have lost 2 former prime ministers, leaders of the Congress party, to terror violence. The Congress party has been, taken the critical decision of the wars against Pakistan in the past. So we do recognize there are massive risks, in trying to politicize an act of very deadly, diabolical violence from a very hostile neighbor in Pakistan. Clearly, no politics at all. I can only tell you this, that this is a time for collective responsibility. Yesterday, some of the provocation came from, I thought, some highly inappropriate remarks made by Mr. Jitendra Singh, which led to a very unpleasant exchanges both on television and on social media. But I do believe that better sense will prevail. And I can tell you this, Rahul, and I'm saying so very candidly, that the Congress party understands that this is a very grave challenge for the country. And anybody who follows foreign policy or national security knows that, and I'm going to say that, with the US withdrawal from Afghanistan now publicly announced, and everybody knows that entities like Lashkar as well as Jaish-e-Mohammed have a lot of linkages with Taliban. So there will be greater pressure on our borders, and we need to be extremely careful and circumspect. And I agree with you. And I'm also going to tell you this, Rahul, because your channel is very, very, I would say, sharp in analyzing defense and security preparedness issues. This is the time for all of us to be calm. Let the government take a call. The opposition will back it. And we have, an election coming up in India. And is Pakistan trying to create some kind of a disturbance, essentially polarize the country, create an element of fear, make Kashmir militancy, perhaps heightened? These are all matters of grave concern. I mean, if you hear the voice earlier in the tape, they are talking about an Islamic State creation. I mean, these are, we know, the larger, longer term, destabilization attempts that have been done in the past. And we therefore need to be very, very careful. And I would request through your channel that all political leaders, irrespective of which parties and formations we come from, are extremely, cautious and at the moment recognize the importance of being one.
We're seeing, and which is very appreciable, the fact that the opposition says we will stand as one, we will fight Pakistan, we will not fight each other.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.